Good day, good people. It's A.T. Malone, the first of my name because the second is already here. If you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe, hit that notification bell for more videos from your boy. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I am extremely surprised at how much traction this Tuesday content has been getting. It's been growing every single week. The numbers speak for itself. If you go to the channel, you'll see when I first started the first chapter of The Richest Man in Babylon, and then up until now, it's going up, man. And I'm very happy. I am very blessed, and I thank every single person that has been tuning in every single week. But with that being said, let's get to it now. We are on chapter 3, finally, of The Richest Man in Babylon. And let me tell you something. This chapter, it jumps off really quick. We are going to get into it right now. So, it does a preface on, you know, Babylon is the richest city in the world, but it wasn't always the richest city. But the people are the ones that made it very rich, successful, because they learned how to become rich. So there was a king named Sargon, and he just returned home from defeating his enemies. And there was an issue that the chancellor brought to his attention. And it's serious. And now the issue is this. So the king had them build these irrigation canals and also temples for the gods that they worship. But they completed building these projects. So now people don't have any work. They have no way of generating income. They can't buy things from the merchants. They can't buy food. They can't buy clothes. So the money dried up. And when the counselor brought that to the king's attention, the king is like, well, who has all of the gold? Where is it? And the chancellor responds to him and says, look, only a few rich people have it. Then the king is like, why does a few rich people have the gold? And the chancellor replies, listen, don't scrutinize them because they are successful. They made good investments. So don't come down on them, right? So then the king replies, well, shouldn't people all know how to accumulate gold and become rich? And the chancellor replies, well, I agree, but who can teach him? And then the king asks, well, who is the best person that could teach the people in Babylon how to become wealthy? And then the chancellor replies, well, that's easy. Who is the richest person in Babylon? And then the king remembers, guess who? My man, ARKAD. So he summons ARKAD the next day to come to the kingdom. And he questions ARKAD. He says, hey, ARKAD, is it true that you are the richest man in Babylon? And then ARKAD replies, so that's what people say that I am. And then the king asks, how did you become so wealthy? ARKAD says, look, I just took advantage of the opportunities available to every single person in Babylon, right? So then the king asks him, did you start with any capital? And ARKAD says, no, I just had the desire to become wealthy. Now I'm gonna stop right there for a second. Isn't it so funny how we have people who had a lower social economic class, they always think rich people started off being rich, when we know most millionaires are first generation millionaires. I can speak to that because I know my mom hates when I say this, but my parents are millionaires, right? On paper, they are millionaires. They have over $1 million worth of assets, right? I hate that I talk this way, but it's the truth. And there's nothing wrong with being successful and owning it. I can't wait till I become a millionaire, because when I do, guess what? The whole world gonna know I'm a millionaire because I came from nothing. And most people who are rich, they don't come from, a wealthy family. They had to build that shit up from the ground up. And it's so funny how society will deem rich people as, man, they've been rich their whole lives. I bet you they wish that they were rich their whole lives, because they wouldn't have to climb that mountain to get to a level of success, right? But it's just funny how a lot of people just don't believe the fact that, yeah, you could become a millionaire, let alone a billionaire, from starting at ground zero, right? But anyways, let's get back to it. So the king tells him, look, the city is in an unhappy state because the majority of people lack the knowledge to become rich. They don't know how to keep all of their gold. And it's my desire to build the wealthiest city in the world. And he asks ARKAD, do you have a secret to acquiring wealth? And ARKAD says, yes. And the king asks, can you teach it to the teachers in the city of Babylon so they can teach it to the masses, so everybody has the opportunity to acquire wealth, getting more gold? And ARKAD says, yes, I'll teach 100 men the 7 cures that will fatten their purse. Guess what happened? 2 weeks later, 100 men gathered in the temple of learning. And once they gathered there, which was 2 weeks later, ARKAD stood up and said, look, I was once like you guys. I was poor, I was young, but I wanted to get gold. I wanted to become wealthy. And I found the knowledge that enabled me to acquire it. I had no advantage. I used to walk around with barely any gold in my pocket, but I found the 7 remedies for a lean purse. Each day I will teach you one remedy. You can listen to the information, ask questions until you 100% comprehend it, so you can teach others how to build wealth. Okay? And that's where I stopped at, because now the next few weeks we're gonna go through each of these 7 remedies for a lean purse. But I like that opening dialogue in this chapter, because the king, think about this, right? The king has the most power in Babylon, okay? But he has to go to the rich man in order to save his people, in order to build wealth amongst the people, in order for him to make sure that Babylon is the richest city in the world. How powerful is that? So guys, let's translate it to everyday life, right? Our president is relying on Elon Musk to help audit the government. The richest man on the planet. Doesn't that resonate? President, basically the king, Elon Musk, the richest man in the world. Isn't that mind-blowing? How this book, I don't even know how old this book is, right? I have no clue. But it's basically utilizing the same principles that we're using every day, right now. President Trump is utilizing Elon Musk's brain power, his knowledge, his wisdom in order to fix our government. If that's not powerful enough, I don't know what to tell y'all. But listen, there's nothing wrong with being in a higher position of power and utilizing the people who are around you to help you out. Okay? There's no such thing as a stupid question. It's only stupid if you don't ask it. And then you fail and you make the mistake because you were too prideful to ask the questions, or to rely on a friend, a coworker, a person that is around you for help. And this is what I really appreciate about the king, because the king wasn't so far removed from the normal society that he sucked up. He didn't have no pride at all. He just said, you know what? We got to fix this. right now because my people are suffering and I don't want them to suffer. I want everybody to have the opportunity to be rich. So I am going to utilize the richest person that is in the city and use his expertise so we can start building wealth amongst everybody in Babylon. Amazing. Super dope, man. But that is the content for Tuesday. Don't forget to like and subscribe, man. Hit that notification bell. It is actually 12 p.m. I'm going to drop this at 7 o'clock this evening. I got to clip it up because I'm a one-man show, a one-man army, and I do everything by myself because I don't like relying on people to do things that I can do on my own. I can drop my content whenever I feel like it, and I don't have to, email it or ship it off to anybody else to cut. And there's no jump cuts. So you won't see any jump cuts here. I'm just getting better with my communication. All right, I will catch y'all next time. Peace.